Hey, it is Caitlin at Out of Wonder, and I know it's been a hot minute since I posted a video, or I even posted on IG, because life's been happening. So I do like to use my planner as much as I can, but honestly, it's been a while because I've just had to live and do some life stuff. So I have my Agendio for what I'm going to consider my quarter one, I guess, is I plan kind of August, September. I need a little August, but September, October, November, and then I'm going to do a December, January, February, March, April, May, and then my summer is more June, July-ish into August, and so that's my quarters. Now, Agendia is really nice because you can make it flexible to whatever your kind of rhythms for the year is. You're not locked into designated quarters. So I'm just going to go into what I decided to do to set it up. It's similar to my last one, but there are some major changes, and just I now know my systems a little bit more and what works for me, so I'm going to run through that. So the glance is still the same, and it goes all the way to July 2025, which is really, really nice. So you get a 2-year to really map out, okay, what's on a Monday, what's on a Friday, like those big things. It's just nice to have. I am unaffiliated with anyone or referral free too. So this is all paid out of pocket. And yeah, let's get rocking. So this says annual or quarterly because I was unsure which I was going to do. And I actually figured out a really good system here. So I have 4 pages technically for this if I want to do annual, quarterly, all quarterly. And what I'm going to actually do is use it for this Q1 of where I'm at kind of now in August. I'm really just going to start planning September and use this as I need as a emergency August type system as I transition into the start of school and this next goal setting kind of month. So I am in Club Moxie and I do goal setting through MakseLife still. So this what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have my annual goals in. These are coil clipped in. So my annual goals will be here, and then I have to put in the other 4 ones here. But so my annual goals will be here, so then I can move them planner to planner. These are going to be my quarterly goals, so kind of breaking down this a little bit more. Quarterly is really when I dig in. Plus I like having a lot of room because I can break it down into exactly what does September, October, November look like on this page. And then the other sheet, I have this filled out already, but I have personal stuff on there, so this is what I'm going to do too, is just coil clip this in, and it's life compass is here. So through MakseLife, there's tons of videos on that, so my voice is going. And then on the back, it's intentions, so this is really end of the year intentions, and then word of the year, which I had a word of the year, and I switched to sustain because I was feeling really burnt out, and I like this idea of is the system going to last? It could be a band-aid fix in a big way, big systems, business systems, home systems, my health. So I switched to sustain. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that just for the next 5 months or if I'm going to keep that as a year and a half. There's a lot there, so I might keep it for all of next year too. So this will be quarterly goals, annual goals will be here. So then spending, I really want to do spending and then tracking for each month. So I did have 3, so August I'm just going to kind of scratch paper. I can always coil clip it in. This is a bigger coil. If you order smaller pages, you get smaller, thinner coil, but this one kind of general standard coil attachments work in here. So I always go up and then I actually rip out a lot of the pages. So I ripped these all out, and then I'm just going to cut off the fringes and have some nice, I love this paper. I paid for the heavier paper, so I have some really nice, good note paper, just for home scratch paper or whatever. So ideally in a month I have my tracking of what I'm buying on one side, and so this will be a little bit different, and then I'm going to have my spending and subscriptions on the side, so I can kind of just keep track of that. If I write things down, I feel like I'm more accountable, so that helps my financial goals as well. So this one, this is interesting. This is like on the planner, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But I did. I don't know what I had for this. Future planning is what this is. I used to have something up here, but then my stickers got in the way, so I was like, I'll just take off the header. And now I'm like, what is it? So I'm gonna to think about how I did this. I don't think I put these months in. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. So this will be up to July. And then I can just jot things in as the quarter goes, and then my next one I can just migrate it in and then into my planner so that I don't lose and I have enough space for these things. So I really like that. So I'm just going to sticker these ones. And then my Kanban board. So I also use HB90 as a system. I've went through the boot camp, but I use this mainly for writing goals. So I don't have like the 3 categories as much. Usually it's just all my writing is broken down in here. So to-dos, I give a whole page, and then doing and done. Usually I have more to do, and then as I move them over, a lot of the things in here don't get to here, to be honest, and that's okay because it's still the growth and progress. So then these ones will just move into the next month. So again, I did 3, oh, actually I have 4, so I could do August, September, October, November. That's kind of nice, I guess. So I do have 4 for that. So I will probably start that since I have some time. Some of my school stuff I really have not figured out exactly what my schedule is going to look like. There's stuff up in the air. So I'll probably wait to do too much of my teaching stuff actually until right in the beginning of school in August. So I'll probably work on writing this week in the next couple of weeks. So line pages, just some flexible line pages in here. I could use this for like kind of monthly overview, or I could use this for like a reflection spot, any of that really. But so previous month's reflections. So this is for MakseLife, these pages. So this I just will tape in, fill this out. So for example, this would be for July, which I'm not going to fill it out because I'm just kind of like getting back into things after taking a planning break, which sometimes you need to do to like get back into it. Especially I run on a very intense 9 months with a teaching schedule, and so summer I just need to like let it go, and with moving and just there's a lot this summer that I just needed to like completely not have a system. Like I had just line paper, things like that, but now I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get back. So this is for the previous month. So July, line pages here, some vision board, intentions, brain dumps, some space here for my month as I get into monthly goal planning, which I did have a sheet before for monthly goals, and I took that out, you'll notice. So this is kind of just open creative space, and that's kind of like this is too, and so is this. So just a couple pages because I always need that. And I'm pre-planning this for August, right? So August, here I can sketch in all my stuff. I did this before, I loved it. I color-coded my events by MakseLife, and I'm trying to remember if I used like sticky notes to put it in, or what I did. Maybe I just went ahead and put it right in the color, and it was still kind of like messy. And then this was like important things. This sheet I probably won't do anything on, but then I go into my monthlies. So like this is August, for example, and September very similar, but so it's I had this on this side, and I had to go like back and forth, and I like it on this side because I can just like, oh, I have something on the 20th, write it, like I can write it and flip a lot easier. So that was something intentional. And then you can kind of see, it's their heaviest paper. I think it's 120 GSM, which is like 80 pound, I think. Don't hold me to that, but it's definitely heavy, like it is, but I still use heavy pens and thick pens, so I was like, I'll just have space there. And this is like my monthly recurring things that I typically put here, or tasks for the month that, shaking the camera, that are like really important, so that goes there. And then this usually a sticker. This usually I'm going to sticker a little bit different. Do a Monday start on everything. And you'll notice, this is interesting, so I like to point it out, is that this is a Monday start, because I like to think of my weekends bookend, so, or like as a, not bookend actually, but like as a back end to things, so it's like work, and then I feel like I get more rest thinking about it, so then we have that. You could put in events in here. August don't have any, but I have the moon faces, because I'm always fascinated with this one. Like, I chose to keep Labor Day and like fall equinox, so those are in, but like you can add birthdays, you can add all of those things in here, but I chose not to because I want blank, because if I don't write things down, what I found, I did personalize it. If I didn't write it down, I forgot about like meetings and stuff, and I went to them, I got to them, but I need to write things down. But so some holidays I kept in here because that's fine. So you have your monthly for August, line pages again. So then this will be August reflections, will be these ones, will go in here, right? I'm going to tape and prep those ones, and then vision board for, this will be for September, pre-planning for September, so I'm going to start filling this out really. My September, same thing for October, and then we have November. So then November, I do get some interesting, like, this November reflections technically are in here, and this would be for December, and December pre-planning, so I'll probably use this, and then, or I could, choose to have it in here, and then choose to start the next one, have it in there too, or whatever. So then what I do is I leave a page, basically, and then I just do an open planner setup. And so I went into this, I do have pictures too on IG with my setup, but I wanted to kind of show, I'm making some intentional, like, decisions with this. So on this side, what it normally would be, this first week's going to be blank, but as we get going, my layouts are kind of interesting. So I do, on this side, I'm going to use this notepad because I really like this tiny weekly view. This is a large planner, by the way. This is Agendio's, I think it's like 8.5 by 11. So this, it's small, but it's roomy. I don't know. So I just like having a layout of, honestly, like my whole week in vertical. Brownie is happy. Meowing. But so usually I do like my prep stuff, water bottle, lunches, hi, and then my tech track and my sleeping track right on here. And then I do like water checks. I do like 8 of them to check my water in the day. And then events and things like that. Do you want to come up here? Of course, the planner kitty wants the planner kitty chair. She's like, why are you talking? I'll talk too. She's very chatty. So we have, I like to do a little next week spot here sometimes. And then what I do here is do my wins, working, wisdom, and integrate for my MakseLife weekly reflections. So my weekly reflections go in here, vertical planning is in here, and then what ultimately happens is I do my gratitude on this page, and then for the next week, we might have a planner cat. Want to join us? You can come up. We'll do weekly actions here, and then I have my vertical here. So usually I tape this over my gratitude. So this is the previous week's gratitude, and then my next week is put that over, and then have that. So I'm doing my gratitude, it's in there. So for this first week, it's a little bit different because I won't have any gratitude here. I mean, I could do gratitude for last week, but I like to just kind of start, so I'll just probably tape this in, do this, but normally it'd be over that previous week's gratitude. What's up? Gotta do the lovely pet check-ins, don't we? So, yeah, my week's gonna start planning my weekly actions, and then having my vertical. I have this cute little, I don't even know where I got this, but maybe it was a sticker company, I think. Let's say in there, it's a procrastinator planner. But so you must be unintimidated by your own thoughts, because if you write with someone looking over your shoulder, you'll never write. And I just like, it's like my main day bookmark. So then this is a little bit different. What I'm going to do is monthly goals. I'm going to do this each month because September, October, November are always full on. And I feel like I have a lot to remember and think through. And so I'm going to do my monthly goals here. And I like that. I'm trying to see. It's 2 sheets. And a little bit of we have a planner cat. That's new. Post move. I did move in with my partner, so Granny's like, let's go. So this is a little bit of a pain to take out, but it's really sturdy in there, so it'll be nice to see my monthly goals, right, with my weekly actions, my weekly like vertical layout, and then this is my daily layout. So what I'm doing for my daily layout, so I need all the layouts and all the things, is different planner pads here, and then I also have this that I can use when I need to. So let's say a week I have like a lot going on, and be like, I just need to like sketch out my meals on a piece of paper. I can do that, and that's why I really like this blank layout. It is a little bit more work to do it, but you can prep some stuff, you can leave a page in between, you can do all of that. So Brownie is so happy that you are all here today. Get the honor of your little planner cat today. She's like, hello. Try the chair again. So we have the daily pad. So this is really easy. Again, I just have an insert, a coil clip insert, and I just have it right in here. This one I've used them all almost up. And then the other pad I use quite a bit from daily is this one. Honestly, this is more as ink and Volt, so the schedule is a little bit bigger, less to-dos, but then there's like tomorrow and that, so you can kind of divide it up a little bit more if you're thinking a little bit ahead or have a lot you need to kind of like have some spaces for. This one I do like productive, efficient, present, creative. I kind of been doing a take on that of like today's a day for rest, today's a day for integrating, today's the day for creating. So kind of have my own system that I came up with this summer through Club Moxie. But okay, what else? I'm trying to keep this not as long, but I know it's a long one. It just is. We're almost done. But yeah, so I just use this is how my daily works. So it's just right in here, and I can move it each week with my monthly goals. Yeah, and then we just have my weeklies. So that's how I get everything in. And a lot of times people ask, like, you've used Club Moxie or MakseLife stuff. You don't have to be in Club Moxie to use MakseLife stuff, but you've used it all of the time. Why not just use one of their planners again? And I have. It's the size. I'm a big writer. I have a lot going on with school, honestly, and work, and then home, and I need to write down, like, healthy small things to remember. Otherwise, my brain will not remember, or I'll be, like, freaking out and anxious and stressed. So this is just really helps my stress levels a lot. So yeah, I try to keep the MakseLife system in here. Room for Club Moxie. It's flexible. I really like how I can snap these things in. Agendio is pricey, so I'm not gonna pretend that it's not. And you gotta find what you need and what's healthy for you. This is something that I prioritize. I'm not making a ton, but I'm making enough, and it's just something that I care about, and it helps support me. So let me know if you have questions. I'm curious what everyone is kind of at in their system, how they're feeling about planners that they're using, or their planning season. We hear that, your whatever rhythms that you're doing with your planner, kind of habits you have. Are they working? Are they not? I know mine are just summer has been chaos. I thought it was going to be organized chaos, and it was just so much chaos. Like, we had our moving truck cancel the, like, night before, but we found out the morning we were getting it, and thankfully we were getting it a day early, but then we had to be moved out by 11 and pick up keys, and it was just, like, the quickest, like, 12-hour move I've ever had in my life. So it's been a lot of weird, unexpected things this summer. It's been great, but just one of those summers. So, yeah, I want to post more about writing stuff, honestly, in school, but just so much is up in the air, and I'm still figuring out kind of where policy is on those things. So, not writing, but but teaching. So I'm just getting a feel for everything there. A lot of change. I'm feeling great. But thanks for watching this, especially if you stayed this whole time. The only other thing I'll add too is that I am really using this, but I'm just keeping it home because it's pretty bulky, and they're making bulkier ones. I'm like, no, this is perfect. I'm really glad I got one. I love the color. It's like perfect for everything. But so I have my daily intentions. I have a notebook set up for like word of the year, but I haven't done anything with it. Honestly, it's literally blank from my setup. And then I have the 2022 reflections, and here I didn't do the whole thing, but excuse me, I really do like the daily intentions a lot. And so, but I don't like to bring it to work because it's so personal. So I just think this will live on my desk. This I will bring to work. And honestly, the quarterly system is going to work so well this year, and it's pretty thin. Like, it's easy to bring to meetings, it's easy to bring places, and I did do a pocket in the front. You can do a pocket in the front, the back, or 2 in the front and 2 in the back. I think they added, you can get a second pocket. They changed a bunch of like the personalization, so like they're really trying to make it worth the expense of, you know, a coil and everything and personalization, but it is expensive for them to make. But they have good referral programs. I don't use them, but they exist. So I think that's everything. And yeah, thanks for being here.